Hey guys, Jeremy Bout, standing here in front of a drum kit in the Edge Factor studio. I have a question for you. What does it mean to be a lifelong learner? Well, I can tell you I've got a little bit of learning going on here myself today. This is a beautiful Edge Factor kit that we made after a beautiful film on drum making. Underneath all of this is actually a maple kit. We went into the forest, we sustainably harvested the maple. We actually then took it through a whole series of manufacturing processes, and John Good and I, we watched some amazing, beautiful drum kits come alive in the film Masters of Resonance. Well, I love drums, but I'm not a drummer. I'm actually a guitarist, and I played guitar since I was 18, but after making the film, I was super inspired to actually pick up the drumsticks and do something with this beautiful kit. And so the very first time today setting this drum kit up reminds me a little bit of what I learned from Jody Davis, the guitarist from the Newsboys. And Jody, if you watch him on stage, he's a global rock star. He's unbelievably good at what he does. But one day he decided, you know what, he didn't just want to play the guitar, he wanted to make one himself.
A few years ago, I started looking for something to do with my downtime on the road. So I decided I would try building my own guitar. The first guitar I built, I bought a set of pickups for, because I was anxious to play it so that I could learn how to make pickups. So I put something else in it for a while, and then I made the pickups for it and replaced those. And it's just funny because there again, like YouTube, I mean, it's kind of like university tube to me because you can learn to do anything.
Well, Jody Davis was super inspiring to me because he didn't just leave it there talking about it. He actually did something. I need to get these sticks going. I got to practice. I got to learn how to set up the kit. And then ultimately I can call myself a real drummer. I think that's what we love about storytelling at Edge Factor. We get a chance to go into the real world and watch how real people don't just leave their ideas in their head, but they connect it with their hands and they launch careers where they're actually doing something tangible. In fact, if you need inspiration, go on Edge Factor, log in and watch some of the stories. I think you'll agree. Your first step towards becoming something is taking action today. Well, if you hang out with me, you realize pretty quickly I'm a hands-on kind of guy. In fact, my years in manufacturing, I got a chance to make many different types of things in metalworking, but I was always super intrigued by laser machines. And COVID, it allowed me to try a few new things. This is a little laser. It's a robotic CNC machine, and it will move depending on the program that I built. And when I decided to hit the road in the Edge Factor tour bus, making films about people in their career pathways, I was like, man, I want to personalize what this bus looks like. And that's when I fired this thing up and started to build my own Edge Factor table. Okay, let me give you a quick look at what this table turned into, because when we first got it, it was actually more like a marble table. And the idea really that I had for it was I wanted this wood top that really I could layer in different levels. I used different layer settings. And from the laser perspective, for me, a lot of this was new. So I actually had to learn a lot of new techniques and things. But when I look back on what I learned, it actually is kind of interesting because you could convert that to a career pathway. And when I think about the laser technology and I think about Shelly, you should actually check this video out. She turned this into a career for herself.
So what I did was I went down to the Habitat site and I tried to gain some skills because I had none. I was lucky enough to fall into a welding path, and that gave me a great appreciation for the trades and what I could be doing with my life, working with my hands.
When I look back at my career and I look at the different things that I'm trying to accomplish right now, one of the key things is lifelong learning is just so crucial. In fact, you have an idea in your head, connect it with your hands, you've got to actually do something with your ideas. When I look at all the faces on this bus, all the different stories that have intersected the Edge Factor world, you know what? That's the common theme is people actually took action. They had to be willing to get pushed out of their comfort zone and actually to try something new. And so I think that's the thing, right? Don't be afraid to try something.
Yeah, so one of the things that I like best about hospitality and tourism is that you're constantly learning, things are constantly changing, you're always getting new experience. When I was first hired, the first comment that was given to me was, well, you don't have enough experience. The great thing about the hospitality industry is that every day, every minute, every hour, you are gaining that experience. So there's lifelong learning, things are always changing, you're always being presented with new challenges, new skill sets to master. Just look at our current climate, We've learned so much about what we can do, what we can't do, new ways to do, you know, the simplest tasks that we've had to adapt to over the last, 16 or 20 months. So you're always learning in hospitality. The minute that you think you have something mastered or a skill set or you're the best that you can be at something, there's new challenges, there's new opportunities.
Well, if you're watching this video right now, it is likely you're seeing it in the context of a summer camp. And you know what? This is an amazing opportunity for you to actually try something new. One of the things that I love to do whenever I'm out on the road, I like to say yes to adventure. And that's brought me into a lot of really interesting places and spaces, and maybe that's you this week. Say yes to an opportunity to try something new. And you know what? If you pair that with doing your best, you can build layer on layer of success, and you're gonna start to realize those are skills that are gonna benefit you hugely in your career. In fact, that's how an amazing person gets to a level of excellence. They look back and it didn't just happen. It happened when they said yes to adventure, they tried something new, they stacked all of these hard working moments, these moments where they pushed through maybe some difficulties, and they actually took the idea from their head, connected it with their hands, and they ultimately are a success. And I think that's what I hope. You redefine maybe what success looks like in your life by trying something new and doing your very best at it. So I hope you head over to edgefactor.com and complete your STEAM Summer Camps Challenge today.